Good morning, everybody. This is the right side of campus for Friday, a football Friday, November 9th, 2018. I am your host, the big man on campus, here for Sportsbook Review and SBRPicks.com with my co-host, Donnie Rightside. Donnie, how you doing today?
Doing good. Football Friday, getting amped up and ready to go after another Thursday night football pillaging by the home team. That's going to set us off. We got some good football games here. And let's not forget, Jeff, I woke up this morning and said, man, I wonder how much Wake Forest ended up getting beat by last night. And they won it outright. How about that?
Is it I mean, I gotta ask a question here. Is it a bad thing that, and I'm being honest, Donnie, I did not
Yeah.
watch 1 minute of any sport last night. Not one.
No, it's nice, man. I do that sometimes during the week. I was watching the Steelers game. You didn't have to watch anything after the Steelers at the half. And if you were just watching that Wake Forest game, you obviously had a wager on that football game because there was no reason to watch it whatsoever. But I like the midweeks, man. The break, I don't get. See, the summer months usually are a little bit slower, Jeff. But every single night, you're going to have action typically in Major League Baseball. So there's no days off. I love football season, man, because I'm a procrastinating bettor. I get all week long to sit back and relax and get ready for that weekend card. I love it.
I just didn't watch. I didn't watch anything. I just hung back and didn't do nothing. Sometimes you need to watch something else, Donnie. You need to watch like I don't know, a movie or something. I don't know. But welcome in. Hope you had a great night and have a great day. We're here on a Friday, getting you ready for the weekend. We'll get into everything. Hopefully you hit the like button, say hello in the chat box, and do all the normal stuff that you normally do. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel and make sure you see all the great things going on at SBR. Before we get into the show, I want to tell everyone about something new, something that we're excited about, and something that we want you all to participate in. And it's a poker tournament, Donnie. It's going to be hosted by the people at UWager. Basically, it's a free poker tournament where all of you can play as long as you have a UWager account. It's next Wednesday night. And basically, it's $1,000 win for anyone that wins. Whoever wins, I think, you're going to basically get your amount of chips, just like a tournament. You will play against us and other people. And if you knock one of us out, you get $100. You have various people here at the channels, including me and Donnie. And if you win the tournament, you get $1,000. It's a lot like the poker tournament at IFBC, Donnie. If you were at IFBC, except now there's a bounty, which you get a bounty if you knock one of us out. So we urge all of you, come join us. We're actually going to be live streaming the channel, the poker tournament. So like, you can watch me play or any of us play. So that will be interesting as well. So make sure you check it out. Make sure you participate. And maybe you can beat me or Donnie or whoever. Next Wednesday night, 9 o'clock. Is it 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock? What time?
9
I think
o'clock.
it's
So
9.
registration's 2 hours before the start of the tournament there. So it should be fun. And yes, Jeff, with voting and going around right now, like voter suppression, you hear that tagline a lot. I'm actually trying to keep this down to poker suppression here, Jeff, because maybe we can block enough people out where just the SBR people can split the grand and we can have some fun and guarantee ourselves winning. Does that seem fair, Jeff? Suppress the people actually getting into the poker tournament?
Well, I mean, no offense, dude, but you don't even know how to play. I don't think so. I
No,
think you'll be
it's
out
easy. I
quite
can play
early.
on. I can play online very easily. Playing online is easy. I mean, it's just paint by numbers, and they tell you what you can bet, what you can't bet. Nobody can get a read
Yeah.
on you. Playing online is much, much easier than actually playing in person.
Yeah. Well, I listen. I mean, I want everyone to join. I don't think there's any rules on how many people. I don't know how many people are in the tournament or how many people can be in it. Again, yeah, I don't know. You would have to contact UWage about that, I guess, Donnie. I don't know. That's a good question. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll talk to all of you guys and have some fun playing poker, and maybe you can beat me or Donnie or whoever. Let's start to get in some headlines here. We'll start out with Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper. Listen, Donnie. Bryce Harper's not going to the White Sox. I don't know why this is even a story in the on TV or anything. He's not going to the White Sox. That
No,
thing I
I
do
don't
know.
think he will. It doesn't make sense for him. I mean, unless the White Sox just say, "Here's $400 million. We don't care." I mean, I doubt Bryce Harper would want to go. I mean, City of Chicago is a huge, huge market, but to play second fiddle on a team that draws like 300 people per game doesn't seem like that would be his cup of tea. But you did see the leaked pictures out there with the ribbons around. I believe it was the stadium. I'm not sure. I don't know actually where it was, but they have the number 34 Bryce Harper's all up all over the place as if they're just waiting for the announcement and to have their press conference. So you know if word's going to leak out when you see stuff like that.
Yeah. Listen, I further believe he's going to come to Philadelphia. I think that's where you're going to see him. I think they're going to go all out and try to get both of those two, which will be interesting. Now, does it make you happy that Bryce Harper follows Reese Hoskins and other Phillies on the internet? Because I don't see any other basically.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it helps out, but I mean, I'm sure they're just telling him like, "Yo, man, do you see the right field fence here at Citizens Bank? You're gonna pop 50 out of there and become a legend right away, and you're gonna make more money than anybody's ever made in baseball." Sounds like a good plan to me, Jeff. Where would you rather be, in the windy city in Chicago with 300 people, or would you rather be in a little pinball machine ballpark on the East Coast?
Good point. Do you guys have a lean on the early basketball game? No, I don't.
What is the
Listen,
early bet?
here's the thing. Drexel, Eastern Michigan. Listen,
What's local? Yes.
my advice would be to not bet very early in the season on early season games. 11:30 in the morning, first game of the season for these teams. Yeah, I wouldn't be betting on that. Um, and as far as capping the game, it's just not something I want to do. As far as you got to realize, 12 o'clock games are tough for these kids. That's even earlier. It's a Friday. It's not even the same day as normal. Friday games, Drexel and Eastern Michigan don't play generally, and it's the first game of the season. So no, I do not have a lean on that game. Um, what's up, Donald, Barry, Bookie Smasher, Jansen, Troy, D, Josh, Paco, everyone in here? Welcome in. Utah Utes, Donnie. They may have a big problem going into tomorrow's game. Not only is their running back out, but the quarterback is as well. Could be trouble against a good Oregon team.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're a really good football team, especially at home. But you're actually taking the two football players that they have away from them, right? You have the starting quarterback, which is a tough, hard-nosed kid read option, and you're taking your best running back away, which is Moss, who has 1,000 yards. You know what the next leading rusher on the team, Jeff? He has almost 1,100 yards on the ground. The next leading rusher, 166. Quarterback Hundley, 64% completion percentage, which isn't great, but that's not where his claim to fame is. That guy's going to run the football, keep it on the ground. You're going to go to Shelley in this environment. So basically you're saying, Utah, you don't have any players on offense right now. Now get ready for Oregon to get out there as a favorite. Am I missing something in this game? I feel like the same way I did last night, Jeff, when we talked about the Steelers. Like, I'd be shocked if the Steelers lost that football game last night. I just can't say it. Who in the right mind is betting the Panthers in this environment? Now, this is a road game, but you're taking the only two weapons that Utah has, sitting them out. And, oh, yeah, Jeff, if you looked at the last game when Hundley got hurt, they were embarrassed in that football game. So what gives here?
Yeah, I don't get it either. Moss is good. I like
Really
that
good.
kid a lot. Yeah, he's related to Santana and Snorris Moss. He's good. I like that kid a lot. He runs hard. Good player. Huntley, I mean, he's just dual threat quarterback, a lot of talent. Yeah, the Shelley kid, I think, was 4 for 11 in that game against Arizona State. Oregon's defense has improved. Yeah, that might be something to look forward to. I still don't understand this line. It's one of the weirdest lines I've seen all year. So yeah, that would definitely be important to know.
But you have analytics people will tell you injuries don't matter. Like, as long as the numbers hold up, you could take the entire first string offense off the field and replace it with second stringers, and analytics people will tell you that doesn't matter.
Yeah, listen, Donnie, we get it. You don't like analytics. Does anyone know
That's
Donnie
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
like analytics?
That's exactly right. You looking on Thursday night football game in the NFL? Those stupid computers don't even factor in the road team on a Thursday night. They have no idea what that even means on a computer. It's like burning out of the back of the system, like boop, 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 boop. Nope. Bloop. See ya.
Warriors get beaten up last night by the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks have a nice third quarter. Outscore the Warriors 41-28 and cruise to a 134-111 victory. Nice night for Giannis, Eric Bledsoe, Malcolm Brogdon, all with 26, 20, and 24. How about Pat Connaughton, Donnie? 15 points off the bench. The kid from Notre Dame, the baseball player with 15. I like it. Chris Middleton also had 17. Always like seeing the Warriors lose. Steph Curry with 10 points. What happened to him last night, Donnie?
Steph got hurt too, so he might be out a long time as well.
Yeah.
So some interesting stuff for the NBA, which, again, the NBA, it would be nice if the NBA started their season around like Christmas time when people can actually pay attention to the sport. But, hey, you got to make your money, right? You got to sell out the home games, and you got TV, and that's how these guys make their money. But is anybody watching the NHL or the NBA right now? Anybody?
I think some people are, but I'm not. I mean, I watch the NBA, but I definitely don't watch the NFL or the NHL. Le'Veon Bell, we talk about him seemingly every day. Now I guess he's going to come back next week. Donnie, why don't you tell us more about this?
Pass the sticks over. It's time to get busy. Le'Veon Bell is going to try to force his way back into that Pittsburgh team.
Back.
No, listen. Now, hear me out on this, right? James Conner's a good running back. He's a good player. They got a good front for him, good quarterback, good wide receivers to take it off. He's done a great job, James Conner. But if there's anybody out there, weed's legal in a lot of states, put the weed down. Le'Veon Bell is 5 times the running back James Conner is athletically. So if you're a Steelers fan and you're the guy out there going, we don't need him, you are a flat-out moron. A flat-out moron. If that guy comes back and is healthy and gets paired with James Conner, which you can spell James Conner and use Le'Veon Bell in some passing situations, that Steelers team is going to be a wrecking crew down the stretch. A wrecking crew. So if he comes back, and they will accept him back because people want to win football games, if he stays healthy and plays down the stretch, that Steelers offense is going to mow down football teams. And they're only catching fire right now. It's
not the point. It's the fact that he's, not played in a while. It's the fact that, what are the teammates going to, are they going to welcome him back? Are they going to act, how they're going to act around him? Is he going to throw off the cohesion? Why not just leave it like it is? I mean, go away. We're fine the way we are. I get what you're saying. If he comes back and is great, nothing happens. Problem is, something's probably going to kick off. Someone's going to be upset. It's not going to work. The cohesion's going to mess up. I guarantee, watch, he'll come back and they'll start playing bad again. And then it'll be like, damn, if he just stayed away, we were doing fine. Everything was good. It might work. I might be totally wrong, but you just got to look at that, just kind of looking at the other side of it and saying, well, I don't know. If he comes back, it could throw everything off, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's maybe had one of the best 4 or 5 year runs at running back that anybody's ever seen. I'm just saying it's like saying, if you were the Rams, and you're like, we don't want Todd Gurley back. This backup running back's doing well. No, the elite players you always want back. It doesn't matter. And if he can come back and add anything down the stretch, because we all know, Jeff, I joked about it yesterday. James Conner did get hurt last night with a concussion. I was just saying on the radio show yesterday, what happens if he goes down with like a hamstring injury? Boy, it would be nice to have arguably the best or second best overall offensive weapon in football in your backfield again.
Yeah, I hear you. One other story that wasn't on the thing here, but I want to bring up, is this a little rift between Sean Payton and Marcus Peters? Marcus Peters, I got to respect the guy. I mean, Marcus Peters doesn't care. Like, he'll just talk. He doesn't care no matter what. Marcus Peters, I guess after Sean Payton said after the game, we thought we really liked that matchup against Peters a lot. Peters did not respond well to that time. Now, keep in mind, really wasn't that bad what Payton said. He was just kind of saying, well, look, the matchup worked. If you look at the stats, according to NFL Next Gen stats, Peters has been scored on a lot. It's just the truth of the matter. And Peters responded with, tell Sean Payton to keep talking that shit. We're going to see him soon. You feel me? Because I like what we were saying on the sidelines. So tell him to keep talking that shit. I hope you see me soon. You feel me? Then we're going to have a good, nice little bowl of gumbo together. How about that, Donnie?
Yeah, it sounds like he's about due to get shredded again out on the football field. Look, when you get kicked off of your college football team, when you basically get kicked off of the Kansas City Chiefs and you end up in, playing for the Rams and you're getting toasted and roasted every single week, that whole tough talk doesn't go too far with me, Jeff.
I got to admit, though, I like when they start beefing.
Oh, I do. No. It's great fodder. It's great fodder. You're right. No, I appreciate it because it's almost like they're living in the Twitter age, but he's a head coach. I'm a player. You better come see me when, nobody's going to come see each other, right?
Peters doesn't. He's just kind of like, I don't know. He's a weird dude. Yeah, gumbo sounds good. I wouldn't mind some gumbo.
Jeff D from
Uh,
Detroit says Bell was nothing special at Michigan State. I don't know, 1,800 yards in the Big
no,
Ten
dude,
when you're
listen.
senior. Come on.
This that dude is the biggest hater of anyone at
Who?
Michigan State. It's pathetic.
D? Oh, is he the one that gets angry at
He's
Lewerke?
the Lewerke guy. Yeah,
There
yeah, yeah,
you go.
exactly.
Okay, got it.
So it's clear he has
Yeah,
an obvious vendetta against Michigan State.
that's
So it's
pretty
like,
good. I like.
listen, D, listen. Your comments on Lewerke were funny initially, but now it's just like, Donnie, I get a lot now on the soccer show. I had a problem with the other day where we have fans of teams, and they get upset when I talk negatively about their team. And I get your fans and stuff and that kind of thing, but you got to get realistic. I had the problem with the Teddy B, the Vikings fan. He's a fan. I get it. I mean, we're sports bettors, Donnie. We don't, the fandom. Like if I see the Eagles are not in a good spot, I'm going to bet against them. That's
Like
nothing to do with
when they
my
play New
fandom.
Orleans, like when they play
Yeah,
New Orleans
yeah,
coming up.
exactly. But I still like the Eagles, and I hope that they win. But I'm not going to lose out on money because I don't like I like the team or something. But yeah, D from Detroit, he's a clear Michigan State hater. He just likes to go against them. That's just what he does. What else do we have here? So yeah, I mean, last night the game was great. Big Ben throws 5 touchdowns. The Panthers were beaten up in this game, and I think this is what we thought would happen. I mean, you're going to start seeing these public games where the public was all over the Panthers. Vegas is going to get their money back. I mean, they're going to put these numbers out that look good, and look, the Steelers are playing well right now. Defense is very good. Offensively, they were terrific. What else do you say here? A shellacking.
Yeah, I mean, I expected it to be a little bit lower scoring, but I think we both nailed it on the like every time we talked about it yesterday on the shows was like I don't understand this move. Like what 5-3? Like are we watching the same football team? Are we watching bad Cam Newton on the road repeatedly and thinking that oh man, like he did the Superman chess thing and he signaled for a first down and he gave the kid a football. They're gonna beat the Steelers. Like they are hard like they're a fourth quarter Eagles monumental collapse away, Jeff, from being 0-4 on the road. This isn't a good road football team, and that's a really good home team that they played on a Thursday night, and it was down to a field goal. But then again, I don't know, maybe people just watch highlights and bet games like, ooh, Cam looks good. I'm going to take him because I saw the Steelers in the second half versus Tampa Bay in like week 3, and they look bad. Like, come on, man. What were we looking at yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the good thing about the Panthers is though, you look at their next 3 road games at the Lions, at the Bucks, and at the Browns. So you would hope they can get back on the horse against some of these teams. But yeah, they have not been good on the road. They've actually been very poor on the road. If not for that comeback against the Birds, which they played pretty poor in that game for 3 quarters or so. Good point. They may be are they a total fade on the road, Donnie?
They're not a total fade on the road. I think some spots would make sense for them, but they are built to play in front of their crowd with that read option type stuff. It looks like their defense just doesn't travel all that well, and it wasn't a surprising move. The only thing surprising was that some outlets had 3 at game time, and if you read through Twitter, like, oh man, every sportsbook I go to, it's all Panthers money. I'm like saying, like, what were you watching? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Don't bet on road teams on Thursday night, dude. It's not a good bet.
And then don't wait, Jeff. It's coming up too pretty shortly. Thanksgiving, my annual tirade against the NFL. Which, if you are an NFC East fan, you should
we don't
be,
need to hear that.
trying to overthrow the government that is the NFL. If you are an NFC North fan, you should be overthrowing the government. But Detroit Lions and the Dallas. The reason why you don't get too upset, Jeff, or the public doesn't get too upset, because Detroit and Dallas stink every single year. So they can't take advantage of that massive scheduling conflict that's in their favor every single year. That's why nobody gets mad. Can you imagine, Jeff, if the Patriots were the home team on Thanksgiving and never, ever, ever played a true road Thursday night game? There would be upheaval. They would force Roger Goodell out of office.
We'll talk about that when Thanksgiving comes, Donnie. I think we only want to hear that one time a year.
Yep, I'm just prepping for it. That's all. I'm just getting my notes together.
Would you say the NFC South is the best division in football?
Competitive
Yes.
wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Competitive wise, I think you're right. I think.
I don't know. I think the NFC North is pretty competitive. Same with the AFC North. But yeah, I would probably say so. I mean,
Yeah, because
AFC North.
you
I
got
mean,
that,
you
but
got all the.
because you got but I know no, you're right. The FC, but you had the Browns on the bottom. Like Tampa Bay is that stinky team in fourth place, Jeff, but they can bite you in the heels. You know what I mean? Like they have all those concepts down there. The Saints are a powerhouse. Carolina can beat you anywhere. Atlanta can rise up with that team, and then you just have that Tampa Bay team that nobody expects, but they do throw a wrench in things and play teams close.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. Are you guys beefing right now? I don't know what that means. Why would we be beefing? Uh, yeah, not that I know of. Let's move on, Donnie, to a little football game.
Hmm?
Friday night, we got two football games here on the card. You have 111, 112 Louisville headed on the road to take on Syracuse. Syracuse 20.5, total 69.5. Dottie, for this game, I've talked about it on different shows. It's very simple for me. Louisville are pretty bad. I mean, they're actually really bad. I think the Bobby Petrino era should end. The reason it hasn't is because you got to pay him a ton to leave. As far as defensively, Louisville are an absolute mess. They've given up over 400 yards a game on the ground over the last 4 games. They're giving up 57 points a game over the last 3. And on the year, they're giving up 41 a game. They've only scored about 13 points a game on the road, and they're 0-4. They're 1-8 against the spread. But you look at the game last night. Wake had about no chance to cover that game. They won the game. Does Louisville rise up here?
Yeah.
Listen, all we
Like,
can do is cap the game.
take it from yesterday? Yes, Jeff. Can we take it off of yesterday and be like, you know what? This is the exact same thing that just played out last night before my eyes. A team that stinks, that's out of it. They even had like backup quarterbacks, third string quarterbacks in the football game, down 10 at the half. So you're saying like, oh man, NC State's going to run away with this and miraculously pulling out on the road. I don't see it here though, Jeff.
I mean, you look at every game Louisville plays, with the exception of the Florida State game. They've lost every game by 18 points or
Mm-hmm.
more. I mean, they get crushed in every game. I mean, I think they're going to struggle a ton against Eric Dungy. They can't stop the run. They're one of the worst run defense in the country. They gave up 542 on the ground against Georgia Tech, Donnie. 492 against Clemson. 368 against Wake. Wake doesn't even fucking run the ball.
No,
Listen,
Wake does run though. They do run, but yeah, I see your point.
I mean, not as much as like Georgia Tech. I mean, that's a lot of yards, man. They can't complete passes. They're only, I mean, you look at on the road, Donnie, they're averaging 252 yards a game. They're giving up 502. A mess. I'll lay it.
Yeah, I don't know about this game either way. I mean, you're looking at a high total, but is Louisville going to slow it down? What are you going to get out of Juwan Pass and the boys in this football game from Louisville? It just seems like a blowout. But then again, who really wants it? Is this going to be like a do or die game up in the Carrier Dome where Syracuse just going to want to pull away and win by 30? I want no parts of this game. I think the later game is a much, much better option to try to dissect and get after.
Let's go to the other game. Fresno State hosting or headed on the road to take on Boise. Fresno laying 2.5, total 53.5. Listen, I'm not ready to lay points with them on the road in a spot like this. I know people love Fresno, and look, they're very good against the number, and they've been terrific over the last couple of years. But this is a spot you don't see often. Boise State is a dog at home, and I'll still point out that I know Fresno's done their thing, and they're 8-1 or whatever. But again, let's quickly go through who they've played. UCLA, they're down. They beat Toledo, nice win. Beat Nevada, no Ganji. Beat Wyoming, big deal. Beat New Mexico, big deal. Beat Hawaii without Cole McDonald, I think, big deal. And beat UNLV without Armani Rogers, big deal. You really haven't played a competitive game in a while. I mean, the last competitive game you played, did you play one? Have they played a competitive game this year? Every game has been a blowout, which is good. But this is the best team you're going to face on the road on a Friday night This team in Boise, good defense, good quarterback, good skill position players. They're no secret. They played a lot of tough games this year. I'm just not ready to
Yeah,
lay
I guess,
these
yeah.
kind of points.
Yeah, I guess the
Go
one thing
ahead.
you would look at is you say that outlier, San Diego State went up there, played some good defense, just punched them in the mouth, which Fresno's got a really, really good defense to go up against that Boise State offense. And I always like to have the kid at quarterback who can throw and run to get you out of some tough spots, especially being on the road. I like Fresno in this spot, but it looks like that line's coming down a little bit. We saw some threes out there during the week. Now you're seeing 2.5s, and I can't disagree either way. If you're going to take the angle and say Boise State's never a home dog and now they're getting points at home, they should be able to win. I hear you on that. I really do. But I just think overall, watching both of these two teams this year, I think Fresno State has a little bit more to offer than Boise does, and they don't have to beat them by 7. They're just looking at a field goal win here. So I'm going to lean towards Fresno State in this one.
Yeah, I think we all kind of, and I for one did. I think we saw this with like Colorado. They didn't play anybody, and they played a real team and got their ass kicked. So kind of a, I don't know if this is the same situation, but I mean it's in a bigger situation, the same thing. I mean, Fresno is good. I mean, we'll be, if they can go in and do this, I think you're really going to start looking at this group. But I'm looking at it from I don't know how good they are. That's all. I mean, they're taking care of business, but this is a big test. And you know, Ian Cameron, I think, said it today. They haven't been an underdog at home since 1999. I mean, 1999, Donnie, I was 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's 19 years ago. That's a long time. They've been a great power for a long time. Could it be tonight? I don't know. I'm going to rock with Boise here, though. I just, for as good as Fresno's been, I just think it's a tough spot. I'll take Ripon. I'll take that offense, and I'll rock with the Broncos here.
It'd be fun to watch.
Um,
I mean, it's
yeah.
a really good game. I mean, you're going to have it should be a snooze fest, maybe get some points in that Louisville game. But if you're not doing anything late at night, just winding down, that's a pretty good football game. That's going to decide a lot out there in the Mountain West.
Yeah, it'd be a great game. Good Friday night game, obviously. We didn't have to see any of those lame games like, Utah and like Arizona
don't go
State.
Utah State, Jeff. You're just going to lay down on Utah State. Don't do them like that, Jeff.
No, I said Utah, Arizona State.
I know.
But Utah State, I'd be interested to watch. So yeah, we'll see how those go. I'll take Syracuse and I'll take Boise. I'll take both home teams tonight. All right, let's move on here to college basketball. How about that? Decent sized card tonight. We'll have a player or two here tonight. Just kind of taking a look. I know 3 games though that I won't be betting on, and it's the 3 games that we're listing here. Donnie, why don't you set the stage? What are these games?
Let's see what we got here. Let me pull it up on the ticker here. Looks like Buffalo and West Virginia. Let's see if I can slide down and actually get these up on the screen. Buffalo, West Virginia, Jeff, 543, 544. Not too many people have been tracking these games. I mean, rightfully so. Most people don't even know college basketball season has begun. Pinnacle opens up at 156.5. Looks like the total's down to 155.5 over under for that. Side -10 Pinnacle. Chris -10. That number creeping a little bit higher. Intertops, you can find a -11. Yeah, for the Buffalo Bulls, are we going to get a lot of what we expected from the past few years? Did they lose a lot from attrition? And can they just go up against a powerhouse at home, which also lost a lot for the West Virginia Mountaineers? What can we expect tonight?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Buffalo will be the team that wins the MAC this year. They're the best team by a wide margin. We saw what they did last year in the tournament, beating Arizona. Good team, good seniors, high-end, juniors and seniors. I think going on the road here is tough, but I think they're going to be able to handle the press. Can you go in and handle the press is kind of the big question. Guys like Jeremy Harris and Masonberg, 2 seniors, should be able to handle that. That's really all you cap in early games with this kind of stuff. Do you think they can go in and handle the press? Do you think they can handle this? Is this too many points, or is West Virginia going to go in and kind of just take care of business and handle them? Steal the ball 20 times and cruise. Again, you said it, Donnie. For me to come on the channel and try to break these games down, there's not really right away. You can't really do that. I think they can handle the press. 2 senior guards. They should be okay. They have Nick Perkins down low as well. I would take the 10 points here. I think Buffalo are good enough to hang in this kind of game. For the West Virginia Mountaineers, it's when the press is working, they look real good. When the press isn't working, they don't really look good. They're not great in the half court. We always know that. I think they'll hang around here, and I think this is probably a pretty good basketball game.
521, 522, Arkansas and Texas on a neutral court. Not a lot of wagers have been placed on this one, but the Avalanche early coming in on Texas, and no surprise, the line opens up at 6.5. The Avalanche coming on Texas from the public drops it to 6. So we do have some line movement there with some interesting market percents. Over under in this one, 152. Chris opened up at 148. Looks like it settled in around 150, 149.5. Any thoughts on this SEC versus what? Big 12 team?
Yeah, Arkansas, I think it's time to move on from Mike Anderson. I don't, the problem that for them has always been defense. They can't get defense figured out. It's never been a big thing for him. He doesn't seem to care about it. If they lost some real talent from last year's team, they have a couple guys back, but I look at Texas. They were decent in their first game. But the problem for them continues to be, can they score enough? Can they get enough scoring? They're great defensively. I mean, they're always very good under Shaka Smart. But, last year it's because they get enough offense. Could Mo Bamba stay out of foul trouble? Can they get, two guys to get into double figures? Look at the first game against Eastern Illinois. It wasn't easy. I mean, they barely pushed 70 points in this game. So, it's kind of a clash in styles here. You should be able to score in Arkansas. I'm not really too high on the Razorbacks this year. I don't like Mike Anderson a ton anymore. I think it's time to move on from him. I would lean towards Texas here. I think they're just kind of the more complete team. I'd be pretty confident that they can get the job done and start scoring on Arkansas. Arkansas never a team that defends very well.
567, 568, Wichita State and Providence on the neutral court. Another Avalanche game, Jeff, of public support coming in on Providence. This one, however, opens up at 4.5, now sitting at 6.5. Looks like a lot of people on the fade train right now with Wichita, Jeff, taking their lumps. Does it continue tonight, or is that line movement false in your mind?
I mean, listen, Wichita are definitely down this year. Do we start saying that that did this down? I mean, you can probably make the case. There's not much talent on this team. I mean, Marcus McDuffie's really good, but other than that, I mean, this team lost by double digits to La Tech. And shout out to the Bulldogs. This is a big-time win going on the road and beating Wichita, no matter what their team is. Providence is a team that has a high-end player in Alpha Diallo. I like Khalif Young, Emmett Holt, Nate Watson. They're a good basketball team. I'm not looking to bet on Wichita. I think the people are right in saying that they are a fade team to open the season. There's just not a lot of talent on this team. I think it's going to take some time to kind of cohesively become a unit. They lost so much talent from last year's team. Sometimes you just have down years. You got to, you're going to have another home game here, which is good, but I don't see much from Wichita right now. I think Providence should be able to go in and take care of business here.
Little 3-note, Jeff. We're going to be involved in any action tonight, Jeff? What are we going to have from you in college basketball? You got a nice big slate on the card. Any action maybe going to pop up for the people out there?
Yep, we'll have a couple games here. A couple games are.
What are you looking at for the people
here
right now? Like if you just like one of those, we like to bet sometimes. You take that first inquiry and say, you know what, this looks good here. Any totals pop up or any little sneaky maybe dogs tonight you're looking at?
Well, I think a couple of games are kind of sticking out. I think Toledo against Oakland. Oakland are bad. They only return about 8% of their scoring from last season. Toledo, a team that I think can contend in the MAC, return most of their players other than Trayshawn Fletcher. That's someone I have my eye on. I think Stanford Wilmington's interesting. Kevin Keats kind of established a team down there in Wilmington. He's moved on, but they still have the same principles. That's a tough one, I think, for Stanford across the country, laying points. I think Northeastern is interesting against Harvard. If you know anything about those two teams, that's an in-town matchup in Boston. Harvard's two best players are out, Seth Towns and Bryce Aiken. They're out for an extended period of time. That's an interesting one. What else do we have here? James Madison, East Carolina. JMU is a team that I always like betting overs with them. ECU, new coach at home. I think they could possibly start out 6-0, but this is the first game for ECU that I think will be a tough one. The rest of them are cakewalks in non-conference. One or two more here. What else do we have? I don't know. Temple, Detroit Mercy tonight at Leacore Center. Temple ain't a big number, but Detroit Mercy's interesting because they have a new coach, Mike Davis, who was down at Texas Southern for many years. His son's on the team. He leads the team. Temple's a team that I think are good, but this is a lot of points to lay for a team that doesn't shoot the ball particularly well, a team that doesn't necessarily have great bigs. Detroit Mercy can athletically hang with Temple. It'll be interesting to see what Mike Davis has for Adelphia in this game.
Mhm.
I'm curious about this one. I also, Louisiana Lafayette, pretty good basketball team. They're getting a boatload of points from Tennessee. First game for Tennessee at home. Sometimes you can be maybe flat in spots like this. So there's a lot of stuff here.
For you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question for you early on in college basketball. Now, look, most teams only played one game, and some teams haven't even played any games yet. Are you notice anything in these early games? Like, because you know how we take a look at like the NBA, like a little bit different scoring, a little bit different rules. Anything out of the ordinary that might catch your eye early on? More foul calls, better 3-point shooting, or more 3-point shooting percentage? Because I haven't watched very much of college basketball, but I do know sometimes in every sport you like to see the officials adjust. Is there something catching your eye that you think might go away, or maybe you can file away for another time, saying, you know what, maybe scoring's increased or more three or something like that?
I thought for me, the big story for me was I was looking at the scores last night and just seeing it seems like a lot of these games are a lot closer than you might think. Not really necessarily on the court, but you haven't really, you look at these scores, you haven't seen a ton of crazy blowouts. A lot of these teams are, these teams are hanging. You look at last night. Even any of the teams. A lot of close games. There's not these big time 30-point blowouts. But as far as on the court, I haven't really seen too much out of the ordinary. And that's something we obviously pick up this weekend. Kind of see what happens with some of these games tonight. But that's a good question. Not really. Not nothing I've seen. I've just noticed that the games are a little bit more close than you might think. A lot of these smaller teams are putting in some good efforts here. I know Nevada, they're laying a big number tonight against Pacific.
That's everybody's team, Jeff, this year. I know we saw them last year. Are you buying into the hype where they're just going to roll out there like they were like the 1991 UNLV Running Rebels and just paste everybody?
Well, here's the thing. It's not. I definitely buy into them. They're a really good team. Do I think that they're a top 8 team? No, I think that's a bit much for them. I think they're really good though. I mean, you look at who they bring back. I mean, pretty much everyone's back. The Martin twins are back. They went out and got a Trey Porter from Old Dominion, who was their best player. If you remember, Donnie, Northern Arizona, JoJo Anderson, he's now with Nevada. So I mean, they have it's a really good team. Can they play well enough defensively? Because that was a bit of a contention here kind of early in the exhibition season, gave up a lot of points. They're going to have a lot of pressure. Eric Musselman's a good coach, but, they ready to be the hunted instead of being the hunter? That's kind of the big question. They're laying a number again tonight against the Pacific. Don't sleep on the Tigers. Pretty good team. Damon Stoudemire has a pretty good team. Jaleel Tripp, terrific player from Brooklyn out in Pacific. Nevada, this could be a slip up maybe here. Maybe they hang around Pacific. We'll see. But do I believe the hype? No, I don't. I really believe in my mind. I don't think Nevada can get to the Final Four. They're good. I don't think they're that good. Let's see here. So yeah, as far as that's concerned, we'll have something later, and we'll move on that. Donnie, I want to also again tell everyone about the poker tournament. Make sure you join us. Should be fun. Free tournament. As long as you have a UWager account, next Wednesday night, come join us. If you're a chance to win $1,000, you also have something called a bounty that's on my head and other people here at SBR, including Donnie. If you knock one of us out, you get $100. No questions asked. Right
now, Jeff, hold on real quick on this. Well, how about if I knock you out? Do I get $100?
I don't believe so. I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea. That might be something I should have asked, but I believe it's for non-employees or non-people that do work with SBR. I'm not in what you know what I mean. Join us next Wednesday, 9 o'clock. Registration starts 2 hours before the tournament, so make sure you get in there and register. You can also watch the live stream. It's if you watch like gaming on Twitch and stuff like that,
Yes.
where you watch people
Yep.
play games, that's basically what you're doing here. And I'll admit, Donnie, I played poker for a long time. It's probably the first gambling I've ever did back when I was in like 6th grade. So, I played poker a lot. I play poker a lot. It should be pretty fun to watch. I'm sure people will enjoy it. So yeah,
Will
join
you
us
be
for
in the
that.
wife beater, Jeff, for this stuff? Will you be in the wife beater like you pop
I
up on
don't believe we're
Periscope
on.
or no?
Yeah, I don't believe we're going to be on camera, Donnie, because people will be watching the poker. I think we'll just be in the background.
Aren't we
So
live? We're not live streamed on this. It says it will be live. Top SBR personalities, which I am a top SBR personality, will be streaming live. Yes.
well, yes, it'll be streamed live, but you're not going to see our faces. Why? What
Why?
would
Well,
point
what
with
are you
that?
streaming live then?
You're streaming the poker tournament. We're in the
It
background
says
talking.
it says the personalities will be streaming live. So that leads me to believe like they're gonna have cameras on us.
That wouldn't. Who would care about what we're doing? They want to watch the game. Why would they want to see
No,
our
maybe they can
faces?
yell at you. Like maybe they can come in, Jeff, and they can be like, "Ha, Jeff, nice play tonight on Syracuse." You know what I mean? They want to do that to you. They like that.
Well, then that's dumb. Live
You
stream
will
is
be.
where
I
you
want you. I
watch.
need you on camera. I need the little horn. Do you have the little Italian horn maybe that you
Donnie,
can wear
listen,
with the white?
you're missing the point. You have to understand what we're doing. A live stream is something where you watch what's going on and people talk in the background. That's what a live stream is for this kind of thing. They want to see the poker. They want to see what the players are doing. They
Yeah,
don't
but there's
care
probably going to be
what
a
we
little
look.
box on the screen with our pictures, though, because otherwise, what does that mean? Top SPN
I'm
will be
not sure.
streaming
I
live.
don't know
Like,
how.
what are we actually going to
Again,
do?
I
No, we
don't.
have. I guarantee you, we are on camera somewhere.
I, again, that's not how live streams work. But again, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know how it's going to be. Maybe Raphael can tell us in the background. I don't know. Um, Also, I don't have an Italian horn. I'm not Italian. I'm Albanian. Um, I don't have an Italian horn. But yeah, we'll see.
That's
Who
what put
knows?
in there.
I think either way, it'll be fun. Um, what else do we have here?
I should book our
NBA
live, Jeff. Can we get maybe the green hat? But by the way, I always wanted to get this out there too, Jeff. We have a couple minutes here. The old school dealers, right? They wear like the long sleeve shirt. They have the little little cuffs on the hand, on on the the bicep area. But why the green visor? Why is the visor clear green? Did we ever get a answer on that? Why was it always
I
green
mean,
and clear?
I don't I don't think they wear those anymore, but I mean they used to, I think. But I don't think I've ever seen a dealer wearing a hat anymore.
But why was it clear green though? Like I never understood that. Was there a
Sure.
point to that? Yeah, I don't know.
I
Well,
don't
one of those
know.
things we'll never
That's
answer.
that's a question I'm not sure I ever thought about. But no, I don't. I'm not sure, honestly. Jeff, great show as always. How about Celtic last night? Terrific atmosphere, second to none. Yeah, I agree, Leo. I watched the game over last night. It was terrific. There's no better atmosphere in Europe, in my opinion, than Celtic Park. So someday I'll get there. Someday I'll get to see a game there. And they beat Leipzig, who are a good European team. So shout out to Celtic.
Yeah, I
Uh,
lost a lot the other day, Jeff, on Shakhtar money line. So I'm a little bit tapped out here.
do you ever give any props to soccer? I mean, it's kind of getting pathetic, really. I mean, do you ever talk anything good about soccer?
I just did. I told you I lost money on Shakhtar the other day. I
No,
thought they could hang.
that was again another shot at soccer. It's getting kind of old. I mean, we all like soccer here, Donnie, and your continued beating up of it is getting old.
It's green and clear so the eye in the sky can see the dealer deal. There you go. See, that's what I wanted to say. But then again, like, why is it green though? Like, why is he A, wearing a hat to begin with, and B, why isn't it just clear then? Like, why the green?
Well, I think that's why they don't wear hats anymore.
I want
Jack,
to know where
good
it
point.
started though. Like, were they doing it outside?
Jack with the comment of the day. Jack with the comment of the day.
Like, why? Yeah, Jack's taking. Like, I lost a lot of money on Shakhtar. This is not the time to come at me and say I'm miserable. You'd be miserable too if you bet Shakhtar and they lost like 6
Where
to
is
nothing.
Shakhtar?
I don't even know, but they shouldn't be anywhere at this point, losing 6 to nothing. I don't want to know where it's at. I don't even want to know where my money even went.
Manchester City wins every game 5-0. So that's dumb by you to bet against them. I mean, why'd you bet against them? You should did your homework and knew that Man City are flying right now. They never lose. They win by 5-0 every game. I gotta read. Donnie, you're miserable. Be positive
It's
for a
great,
change.
man. No,
Donnie
I'm
is
the
just
most positive guy in the world. Look, who's going to admit that they bet Shakhtar and lost, Jeff? Nobody would admit that, right?
You didn't
Those
do
guys
that.
I see guys on Twitter that bet over every game in soccer and like 197 million and 0. So I admit my losses in soccer.
We need to see proof that you bet Shakhtar Donetsk. By the way, it's in Ukraine for anyone curious. Donnie, I don't understand what since when did you start talking about NBA? I see NBA on this run down here.
I forgot to put it in for you. You know what I mean? We talk about some percentages in there, and like that's as bad as how deep we go. Like I can't talk to you about NBA strategy, Jeff, but I can just talk to you about who's betting who. So there you go.
Yeah, no, I got you. No, again, tonight, big NBA card. There will be some pronounced sharp sides. We'll try to see if we can find some of those. Sixers, obviously, probably one of them. They're at home, which, if you know anything about their home-road dichotomy, they've been very good at home, not good on the road, though they did get a road win the other day against Indiana. The green visor is used by counts as well. It's for your eyes in the light, not so much strain.
Yeah, I need to get one. I have the big light in front of me that gets on my nerves after doing long shows. So I'm gonna have to get the green visor one of these days just to have it. Jeff, would people take me more? Would we make more money if we sold picks with green visors on? Because I'd be like, you know what? This guy knows what he looks the part, man. Because like they used to say in football, man, you got to look good to play good. If you wore a green visor and tried to sell picks, I guarantee you'd pick up clients.
Donnie, read Liam Mack's comment out loud.
Where is it? No one bet Shakhtar. No one, Donnie. Donnie's taking the piss. No, I'm telling you. I moved the line, too. I moved it down. The minute I put that out as a play,
do you know what taking the piss means?
No.
It means like you're breaking balls. That's what they say in England. Taking the piss. He's taking a piss. So there you go. Donnie's taking a piss tonight.
Or this, Jeff. Or this. Went to the game. 200 pounds. I brought my boys. About that one, Jeff. You know what that's from?
Arsenal Fan TV. Yeah, it's great.
Yes, that guy's good. That guy actually made me laugh with last one you put up. That guy's angry, Jeff. Maybe I care. Maybe I care a little bit too much.
He's DT. He's a legend, Donnie. He's got his own channel himself. I'm telling you, man, that channel is one of the best on YouTube.
They took a loss. Did he bring his kids there to the game? They took a loss and he was upset about it.
Yeah, that last year that was when they had Arsene Wenger. He went to the game and they got killed by Man City, and he also has had some real good ones when they lost 10-2 on aggregate in two different games. They lost 5-1 or 5-0 and 5 or something. It was something crazy, and he was really mad that game too. He's had some real good videos. It's not as good when they win though. It's good when they lose.
No, you need to see the devastating loss that nobody saw coming.
Now he's like positive because they have a new manager and it's not as good. But Dennis, do you support any soccer?
Yes, answer. Yeah, ask him what team I do support.
Yeah, he actually roots for Macclesfield Town.
No.
No kidding. He roots for QPR.
Is it like over in British, in the UK? Do they wear like hoodies? Other teams, like what do you wear? Like if you're a fan, like over here, like
a scarf.
Hoodie. So it's a scarf. It's not you don't wear the jersey or the kit, as they would say.
Well, you could wear a kit, but like a lot of people wear like the scarves or the kit. Sure.
I got to check into it. I got to check into a QPR hoodie. Looks like a decent color combination.
Now, Donnie, where does QPR play? Do you know their stadium? Let's do a little QPR trip.
It's not Leeds, is it?
No, Leeds is another team.
I thought I had it for a while, but
they play at Loftus Road.
There you go. Gotcha. It was one of those.
Now, Donnie, who's their manager?
No idea.
Some fan you are.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they had me hooked. They had me hooked after they beat Hull City a while back.
Yeah, Steve McLaren's their manager. And their boss was actually just named Manager of the Month, Donnie, for their incredible turnaround. So
see, and that's because I started back. Good things happen when I get on your side, people.
Donnie, does your daughter play any sports?
Soccer, yes.
Big man, how come you don't bet unders in NFL? Well, I've talked about that.
Well, last night.
Because the rules don't really tailor unders, and scoring is up. So I just don't think it's a great idea. QPR is in West London. There you go, Donnie. So if you ever want to go over there. All right, guys. Everyone have a great day. We'll wrap it up here. We got some games to talk about today on the show at 3:00. The closing line. Make sure you join us for that. Make sure you give us a call, and we'll talk about whatever game you want. Any game you have on your mind, bring it to the show. Call in. Donnie, any final words today?
No, join us on the WCKG show. We'll have some fun on a football Friday. It'll go quick. It'll go fast. We'll have fun. And look, the weekend is here, man. Time to put up or shut up. Let's get some W's out there across the fields and have some fun. So we'll do it.
Yeah, it should be fun. We'll do all that at 3:00. Make sure you join us for that. WCKG, iHeartRadio, Fox Sports Radio, Chicago, wherever. Periscope, Facebook. Doesn't matter. Oh, here's a good comment. Funniest thing ever was when Flash was commenting about his dog scared by fucking fireworks, and Flash said his puppy seems scared. Oh yeah, Donnie, I don't think I told you about that. The other day, right? We're doing a Premier League punter video, right? And Flash gets on the camera and his dog sitting on his lap. His dog looks like it's got like a Jill Jack Russell Terrier kind of dog.
Yeah. Yep, sure.
And the dog's sitting there and he's petting it. Like the dog's just sitting there. He looks almost like a statue just sitting there. So I think Natalie asked him, like, what's up with Buddy, your dog? Why is he on your lap? And Flash starts telling this story about how some kind of fireworks are going off and the dog's scared. The dog doesn't like fireworks. And then Flash goes, but then again, I don't really know. He seems like he just took his last tenner to bet on my pick this weekend and he's scared. It was just a funny comment. I have to send you the video, but I know what he's talking about. That was a funny comment. That guy Flash, Dottie, I think you would like him. He's funny.
Gotcha. And also, Jeff, just a little bit of you'll like this news to leave the show today. Peterson expects Darren Sproles to return next year.
Next year?
No, I'm just kidding. This year. I was just going to see if they said they're going to bring him back one more year, what you think.
We won't hold our breath. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thanks for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow or Monday with the right side of campus. Tomorrow we got college football. Today we got the show at 3. Join us for that. See you then. Bye-bye.